Yeah. Okay, here we are. Hello, hello, hello.
Good afternoon and welcome to Contact Buzz.
Yes.
Such a beautiful afternoon. We're sitting here in the noonday sun, just relaxing.
This episode 2 is brought to you by Keefe in Norton, Virginia. La 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 bamba.
La Bamba, La Bamba, Bamba.
Yes. You guys can get out
Mixture
there.
of live resin,
Yes.
sativa.
And La 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 Bamba is kick-ass.
It's perfect. It's a good one. It's a good one if you like to be meditative and if you like to communicate. You know how when you get into those
The philosophical.
philosophical conversations, it allows you. What it does is it allows you to speak freely without the confines of your brain, the things that hold you back when you typically know what you're thinking in your mind, but you can't communicate it because your brain won't allow you to do so. Well, this is a key that you can turn to allow that
Plant
communication
medicine,
to flow through. Absolutely. Beautiful times. Beautiful. We live in a beautiful, wonderful, exciting time.
Yeah.
If you allow it to be so. If you vibe up high out of that garbage that we lived in for so long, then you could be up here enjoying your life and healing and loving.
Yes. So many things have happened since the last recording, and you guys know that we do this podcast for helping us and helping you, and for us to have this information down and for other people to hear it in any way possible, because at one point in your spiritual path, Spirit gives you the message of this is what you're supposed to do, and you believe that, and you leap and you go and you let go and you go tits to the wind. And so many things have happened personally and for both of us, and also just group-wise, collectively, and in the world. So I know, hell, let's start with your recent reading you had.
Yeah, I actually recently had my very first birth chart reading done. Now, I have done them myself. I've looked up all the information. I'm pretty familiar with it in the past couple years. We've started recently looking into astrology and realizing that it actually plays a huge role in, how our makeup as a person. So I found this astrologer on TikTok, Mike Mays, great guy, very knowledgeable. He's been doing astrology for, I think he said 12 years. Well, not practicing, but learning about astrology for 12 years. Recently started practicing, I think, but he has a wealth of knowledge on that, and he gave me some good insight. So I purchased one of his readings because I was curious. Now, fast forward back probably 6 or 8 months ago, randomly in the night, I got up to use the bathroom, and evidently I had ordered an oracle deck online while I was using the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I received the oracle deck, and I had faint memories of actually receiving that. Or actually doing that, but I didn't, understand why I was doing it or whatever. But, so anyway, it was a Star Codes deck, which was very heavily astrology based. Yeah. So I thought that after thinking about it, I was like, well, I'm glad I did that, because it would be a good introduction to the information about astrology, because it's a lot. If you sit down and try to digest it in one day, you're not going to be able to do so, which was something that I tend to do per my birth chart.
Yeah.
I want to learn really quickly an overview of everything so I can
Same.
then dive into. But anyway, so fast forward or rewind back to the birth chart reading. So Mr. Mays did my reading and everything, and before the reading started, I pulled out that Star Codes deck, just mindlessly thinking, hey, I'm going to do a card just before the reading to see what the theme might be. Well, I drew the Scorpio Investigate card, and I just laid it to the side of the bed because I was getting ready to call him and make the call, whatever. So part of my reading, he divulged to me that, which I had known, but, didn't give it much thought, that I only have one water sign in my birth chart, which makes it very hard for me to communicate and to communicate my emotions, I should say, which has always been the case for me. I've always struggled with that outlet of emotion. So I've carried around a lot of angst my whole life, and then, factors that happened when I was growing up didn't help the case. Like life happens, shit piles on. You have a hard time releasing that. So it made sense that. But my only water sign in my whole chart is my Saturn, which I'm Capricorn, so Saturn rules my whole birth chart. My Saturn is in Scorpio. And so he told me, he gave me some advice. You should investigate Scorpio, or you should look into Scorpio as healing for you and being able to learn how to express your emotions and shit. If that wasn't the case, man, that opened up that opened up something in me, and it's been super amazing healing since then. And what are the odds that before that reading I would draw from a deck that I didn't even know that I ordered, that I knew that I would need somewhere, draw the Scorpio Investigate card, which is what he was telling me to do, summing up my reading, investigate what I needed out of that reading. So Mike Mays, if you ever listen to this, I appreciate that, sir. And I've reached out and told him thank you and all that stuff too. So, but it was a really cool first birth chart reading. You guys should check him out. He's great.
That's awesome. So we went off grid for 2 days, left my phone behind, and me and Keith and Dallas went up to Wally's Last Resort on the top of Pine Mountain in Whitesburg, Kentucky. And that's right in our neck of the woods. And we stayed for 2 days and met some awesome people, got to know some of the people who had some of the programs there at Wally's. And
it's a very interesting, eye-opening insight on, the place. Because we've always been familiar with it, but we never had crossed paths until now. So it was a good inspirational trip for me, because they have the most eclectic, beautiful little things set up.
They do.
They have a path of enlightenment that has false paths on it, literally,
and
like a
trail.
hike through the woods. It's one of the main trails, the path of enlightenment, the Muhammad Ali, excuse me, and the Sisters Trail. And it all connects in a big loop, and there's these so freaking cute. They are little campsites set up along the way, primitive. And they have such punny names, Like at the top, toward the top of the hill, it's a very remote location. There's one set up, and it's called Moot Point, and it's got old commodes and tullets set in there because nobody gives a shit. It's a moot point.
It's a moot point.
So cute little things like that. But it was very inspirational. We've been feeling the call to go to different communities and volunteer and like help clean the land and things like that. That's part Holly was telling you guys, they're talking about the calling. It's something that if you don't answer it, it's going to keep knocking. And you're going to keep getting blistered by spirit until you answer that calling.
Absolutely.
So if you ever find yourself in life and you feel like nothing's going right, that you are at an impasse, or you need to really go deep inside. Sorry guys, I know it's windy as hell. You know us, we're raw and real.
Spirit confirming, man.
Yeah, listen, this is like a tidal wind or some shit.
I just knocked this pop like it had Sunkissed in it. And
it was a big gust that came through, and it took my point away, so it was moot anyway. No, I'm sure it was a great point. But.
So you guys, if you're interested in camping up there, you can go to highcamp.com and check out Wally's Last Resort, and it is very primitive. I will let you know that. So if you're a true little spiritual hippie out there, you'll enjoy it.
It's a good place to go. You got to take the path of enlightenment. And you may find yourself on a false path, but that's the beauty of life.
Exactly.
There's all those major spiritual puns there. That people wouldn't typically. I mean, normal people would get it. They would laugh.
They wouldn't get it.
Oh, that's funny, but not. It wouldn't truly resonate.
Right.
But there's some cool stuff there.
They are, and also looking at future retreats there on the property. at the Mars Collective Property, which is two different entities, but yet the same kind of group of people, and they are all for saving the Earth. That's where the movement started.
What we've been doing is working together with people with common goals.
Exactly.
And that's a beautiful thing. And we all have that common goal of living in a community type based setting.
Being it's there though. It's there in different cultures, but it's been channeled in different ways.
Absolutely.
I talked about it on this show. I mean, you've been very vulnerable on there here. And I keep calling it a fucking show.
Well,
and it must be some kind of foretelling thing there.
Yeah.
But, we've talked about it in the past, or how vulnerable we've been and how we had to break through vulnerability about channeling information and having this stuff and not knowing what to do with it, but except for put it the fuck out there.
Yeah.
Because there's somebody else is getting the same channels. They just ain't talking about it.
Yeah. You finally see it. Other like-minded people were like, damn, they're
So then you realize we're the
collective.
collective. We're the whole fucking collective. And you realize who your people are. And we were just talking about that.
From.
That's the reason I was like, man, we need to record, because we was talking about that earlier. I was in Walmart and there was more people who were like, you could tell we're different, like vibing higher, free loving,
that's what happened, guys.
Hippie
That's
as
what
fuck,
happens.
yeah.
When you start to raise your vibes, you start to see more high vibing people, because you're finally up into their level, or they're finally up into your level.
Absolutely.
And you'll start to see the old shit that keeps you held back drift away from your life there once you start to rise above. And that's okay if you have to leave people behind. Because if they're giving you a hard time, or if they're always causing you grief because they can't get up to where you are, then you need to cut those ties, sweetheart.
And that is hard to do. And I've done that with family. I just recently cut my mother off altogether. You guys, I'm going through a divorce, and I'm currently living at Dallas's. I know we've talked about that, but I was going to get a building and put it on my mom and dad's property. And me and my mom have trauma there that I've healed and she hasn't, and I hope she does. But she tried to put boundaries on me, and I'm a 39-year-old woman who has makes very good choices in life, and I never put myself around uncomfortable situations. I'm a hermit for the most part, and it's a control thing that my mother still tries to do, and I chose not to participate anymore. And Dallas's mom, Mary, which is an awesome woman, took me in, and now I'm living here, and we're trying to figure out we're waiting for our move.
Yeah, absolutely. We're working. We're doing the legwork. We're putting in the things that we need to put in right now, and we are making beautiful connections. You're good at flu. Beautiful connections with people, and this is just by answering your call, guys, just by doing what you feel called to do. And I have been very drawn to volunteer to help other people.
Yes.
And then we can use our knowledge, and they can gift us their knowledge to work together to make beautiful things happen. And that's how we change the world, guys.
Yeah. So, I want to talk about, okay, let's pick one moment out of, because recently too, we went to Mars Fest, and that's what got us wanting to go camping on the land without the people there.
Yeah.
And nothing against the people. It's just when you're meeting people for the first time, you're guarded. You have to guard your energy. And we wanted to spend time there at Wiley's, one-on-one time, and get to know it and understand it. And that was beautiful, but we got to experience Mars Fest too because of Travis, which is our good friend who is trying to get his little dream going, and we have been helping him out because, let me tell you guys, it's gotten crazy. Spirit is leading us everywhere we need to be.
Absolutely.
The people that we need to meet, and they know it, and we know it, and it's crazy.
We can work together and make big things happen for people.
Exactly, and ourselves.
That's such beautiful life experience that we could not pay for. That is invaluable interactions with people and beautiful information that we share with each other. We uplift and propel each other forward. That's what we do in this higher vibrational field, guys.
Yes.
We take care of our own, and our own vibrates toward us, and the ones that give you grief and cause you hell all the time,
that is not your people.
They vibrate away from you.
That is not your
If it happens to be your family that is doing you that way, then that is unfortunately not your people. So you have to vibe in the direction that's going to keep you evolutionary.
Yeah.
And what this is soul work to me. This is beautiful stuff that I would never expect any kind of payment for or anything like that. This is just what I feel like I need to be doing in life for other people. What we all have the capability of doing for people in life. And
ourselves.
And why would you not want to evolve as a person? Why would you not want to get the maximum use out of this life here, the maximum ability of your powers? Because guys, we are powerful individuals, let me tell you. You don't know it yet, but you are going to have this realization where you know what power you hold in your life. And that's going to be a beautiful moment for you, but that's a dangerous moment as well.
Yeah.
You have to be very careful and walk that line in between. So this quote unquote middle pillar.
Yeah.
Be that middle pillar. Don't be one way or the other with the right use of the power there, guys, because it's a dangerous thing. It can be. So you got to answer your call. Do what resonates with you in your heart, and that's how you raise your vibrations.
Exactly. I don't know if it's doing it in the background. I just put something in my phone.
Like a Google box or something.
Yeah, I love it.
My mouth is so dry.
Okay, there. Let me see what it said. Plug in headphone to listen while microphone is on.
Oh, okay. So you could actually listen.
We done some. I was random. I couldn't help myself. I was like, "Oh, is that what that's for?"
It's quite all right. So we're recording the episode differently today.
Yeah,
we're just playing around with things.
We are. We're recording directly to Spreaker, which is the outlet platform that we use to, get our stuff out there. But yeah. Everything lately has been freaking amazing. Everything.
Let's talk about our Holler Hippie movement.
Holler Hippie movement. Yeah, you guys. If you guys know us and been following us, you know that we've been building our brand. We've been trying to build. We're doing what we can do to make money to get enough.
Enough to do what we want to do, which is what you hear us doing here now.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
It's okay. So part of that mission is building the brands that we have that has come to us. You're just sitting around, you're smoking a J, you are vibing, you are in meditation, you got free thoughts, free mind, and you're a holler hippie. You know what I'm saying? That holler hippie. It is our way of life.
Be a holler hippie.
You always think everybody. There's different ways, different strokes for different folks.
You can live up in Michigan and be a holler hippie.
That's exactly right.
It's a way of life.
It is a way of life.
Yeah, imagine an old frog playing a banjo on a log. That type feel, that folky
around the fire,
just down home feel. That's a holler hippie right there.
Yeah. Back porch and front porch.
Don't give a shit about anything.
Yeah, exactly. What are you? Are you a front porch hippie, or are you a front porch holler hippie, or a back porch holler hippie?
Right. Exactly.
Right now, we are back porch holler hippies.
We're the family that you see in the back porches that congregate, the black sheep.
Yeah, the black sheep.
The ones that know that there's more to life than what this matrix has designed for us.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a holler hippie.
I love it. So we met some awesome people, had a lot of synchronicity. I mean, our life is one big synchronicity, and I know I keep saying that, but it's even more extreme now, y'all. It's crazy.
God, yeah.
So just trying to build this empire of healing, and spirit, I knew this was going to happen, and I hope to Jesus and Buddha and God and whoever you worship, that I got to record it earlier because it's nice to have that reference back, but absolutely. Is going to communities and helping them, and then ultimately we're going to come back and have our own.
Well, we are building our own community. Is what's happening.
Yeah,
we're putting in the legwork to get us where we need to be as community-based leaders, and all of us. I say leaders. I'm not just talking about me and Holly. I'm talking about all of us that are leading the charge into this new world mentality where we take back our power and we thrive. And you're going to start to see a lot more people drawn to that, and there has been, and it's crazy how everything seems so orchestrated to put you into the places that you need to be, at the times that you need to be there.
People are stopping and fighting themselves is what it is. It's like, why do we got to fight? Why do we got to be extreme about one way or the other? Because for me, I'm different, and I know that. I know that I'm not obviously from here or from something. I don't know. I don't know how to say. I guess I've lived a lot of lives.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of reincarnations. And so in this lifetime, I don't see the things, the cultures. I never immersed myself. I never wanted to fit in. I never felt the need to fit in. And for me personally, on my path, that was never a big issue for me. But I see why people do, because everybody wants to feel like they fit in, feel like they're part of something. And that's the thing on my path, that currently it's like it's getting harder and harder to sit around and participate, like not participate, but to even that be a conversation be had right now.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
that shouldn't be had at this point on that spiritual level. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's where I am, and it gets harder, guys. It gets so harder to be around people who are not like you, who are not there yet, and it's like it's different points of view there.
It really is, and that's why you vibe out of certain friend groups and vibe into new ones, because you change as a person.
Exactly.
And you shouldn't fault any of your friends if they vibe out of your group, because they have
No.
vibed into a different direction.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whether it's good or bad, that's to be determined. But
Yeah.
we can't hold each other back on this life. We hold each other
No.
back so much because we are weak creatures as humans, because we create mental prisons.
Yes, we do.
We hold ourselves down. So once we start taking our power back, it's harder and harder to create those bounds that other people live by that you can't anymore.
Yeah, and you just
you're
can't.
not that boxed up anymore. You vibe on to something new and different, because you need other people in your life that are going to support your cause, your current thing that you're working on.
You need uplifters. We
You
need
need
all them air
uplifters,
signs up
baby.
in here.
Yeah. If you're ever struggling, if you find yourself struggling in your life and you're looking for direction, reach out to Mike Mays. He'll change your life. No, do some soul searching, guys. Do some soul searching is all I'm saying, is because you hold yourself back so much.
Yeah, you do. And sometimes we have to go outside of our own intuition and shit, because our ego pops up in them aspects is what it is, and we can't let go of it, and we need somebody else to look at us and say, this is what's going on. And this is not by, he was intuitive, but it's also what Dallas was talking about, our souls. This is blueprint of our souls.
Absolutely.
The stars alignments and time and everything, which we had pinpointed before, because we said Dallas's partner that's coming in for him, for his lifetime partner, he would need a water sign.
Yeah.
And then from there, we've done all these things and narrowed it down to what? Was it a Cancer?
A Cancer,
Yeah,
and,
a
and
Cancer.
some channeled messages.
Yeah,
definitely.
exactly. So that's going to be interesting.
Because we at different points in our circle, we have always had a north, and a south, and a east. I think it's the west is water.
West is water, yeah.
So we've not had the west
No.
in any circle.
Nope.
And that's what I lack in my birth chart, guys, is water sign too.
Yeah.
But so the north, south, east, west thing, the four corners, that type thing.
Yeah. With
And then we were channeling that information. We were getting those
back then,
prophetic messages.
Had no
and
clue
shit.
what the fuck it
when
meant.
the north meets the south.
It's like,
all
what the
that.
hell?
Be
Yeah.
prepared and learn all you can. Thank God we did. Thank God we are.
Yes.
But yeah, we've had some very prophetic messages, and that was part of it, was narrowing that down to a water sign, but more specifically Cancer.
Yeah.
What's funny is my north node is Capricorn and my south node is Cancer, guys. So Capricorn, Cancer. In my 7th house is Cancer, the relationship house. The one you're most compatible with is a Cancer in house 7 for me.
Yeah.
So, the stars have aligned, and I'm just waiting for my Cancer. So come home. It's time.
I love it.
It's well
Y'all
over
don't
time.
even know, like, just watching Dallas and his growth over the years, but especially right now, he did choose to get out of his own way, and that the beautiful part about this, guys, is we're all walking each other home.
Absolutely.
And you be the light for each other, and let your ego down around your good friends, because they ain't nobody judging you. And if you're around a bunch of people you feel judged by, get up out of that friend group, baby, because that ain't your people. If you feel judged by your parents, get up out of that vibe group. That's your family. That's okay. You can still love them. That don't mean anything. It just means that you are vibrating in a different place, in an area of your life. You should never dull yourself or water yourself down for anybody. You should live your authentic truth. And if your grown ass parents really think that they can control their other grown ass children, seriously, that's very out of date. Them structures really need to be healed. Because that's an issue. You're holding this person back in life, and you're holding it vice versa. You can't hold on to each other like that. You can love each other, and it doesn't have to be a case where you feel controlled in your emotions because of your parents.
I'll say it before, and I've said it before in a reading actually yesterday, and I'll say it again today. It's like that analogy of you holding the cat and squeezing it so hard because you love it. Got it in the strongest headlock and it's barely breathing and barely alive. That's what happens, is the parent holds on to their child like that poor cat. Yeah. And you can't do that.
And it becomes
everybody
bitter,
has their own path.
Resentment. To walk. I mean, it was done to me and my brother too, and it's a generational thing. And and it's
especially in the Appalachian area here.
Oh yeah, my brother, I love him. He is such a talented person and soul, and he has been held back his whole life. And I would have too if I didn't break free from it. And you know what I had to do? I had to walk through judgment. I had to walk through the shitty comments that should never come from people that you thought you loved. Yeah. It means getting shunned. It's been called a witch, and not the good kind of witch. And I embrace that term wholeheartedly. But they mean it in a derogatory and like a mean way. And I kept showing up. You know what? I kept fucking showing up. And that's the thing. I stopped showing up to my own personal hell because that was not my vibration. That is not how I am, Nope. So, guys, I'm telling you, it is okay. You don't have to hold on to that anymore. You can release that.
Shit go.
You can release it.
Freeing feeling that
say
you'll
your
ever feel
piece,
in your
though.
life.
Say it with love. Yeah. Don't meet the energies, honey. The more you keep meeting the energies, the more awful
karma
it
that
is.
You rack up.
Yeah, come on.
Let's call it like
You gotta let loose, honey. You gotta break through and go tits to the wind. And by God, I will have a t-shirt line of tits to the wind soon.
That's what we've done, and you have to. Yeah. If you want to get the most out of your life, you got to get out of your own way. You got to heal that shit that needs to be healed.
You do. Work through it. Let it go. Work through it and let it go, and let it be in the past. It no longer serves you. I love the fuck out of people that I have nothing to do with anymore, and they will get in their heads. See, this is what happens. I mean, it's vicious. Like, I feel like we should just give the whole world a big joint, and which is what is happening. We was talking about that. That's what made us go record.
Yeah, because that comedian was talking about everybody smoking weed, literally in the world right now. Yeah. Everywhere you go, you smell it. It's such a better, high vibing community now.
Yeah, absolutely. But so we have a retreat coming up in August.
Yep.
We have availabilities.
We do have a couple availabilities.
Yeah, and our price is $222, which, yes, is a synchronous thing. It comes with
food and lodging, peace of mind, love, compassion,
healing,
non-judgment.
Yes.
It comes with all that, guys.
Everybody bring their own weed, and we can pile in together.
Yeah. It's just imagine a beautiful, peaceful, quiet weekend in the mountains with healing. The ones that we've had previously, we've had 3 years worth now, going on to the fourth, and what we love the most is each one is different, and it's a magical setting, and everybody that's there seems to get so much love and enjoyment out of it. So we hope to see you there.
Yeah, we do, absolutely. And we are planning more stuff. It's time. We've been in hermit mode. I've been healing. I've been getting over the fact that, I am, homeless, and I've let go of a lot of my stuff. Actually, what little I have left, I'm starting to get rid of and going through and minimalizing even more because my prior plans of staying here for 2 years, that's out the window because my son, I have this thing, like I've been a mom since I was 18 years old. I got pregnant when I was 17, and I took full responsibility. I was not one of these people that pawned my kids off on everybody else. I didn't do any of that. And my promise to myself was I was going to be a better mother than I had. And don't get me wrong, I love my mother, but that trauma, it does, it affected us. Me and my mother even agreed that we didn't like each other. And, that's a deep thing. That's a deep, deep thing. But not everybody grew up that way. And I forgot where I was fucking going with this. What was I saying?
Shit, man, I'm reaching.
God, man. Shit.
Damn, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Something about something. But, yeah. I guess Spirit said shit.
Spirit says it's time.
It's time. So, yeah, peace out.
Peace out, guys.
Bye, guys.
I hope
Love
you have a fantastic day.
Check out Keith in Norton, Virginia, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.